What's up everyone, it's Cygnus, and today I'm about to spew out a bunch of information I've learned as a new player over the past month playing Albion. Ready? Here it goes. The first thing that you should know is that the game does primarily focus around PvP, but there's plenty of other stuff you can do, like gathering, crafting, or farming, if that's what you're into. In order to be effective in PvP, you need to level up your mastery and specializations in your Destiny board. You do this by doing dungeons and killing enemies in the world, wearing the gear you want to use later. The more you use that specific armor or weapon, the better and stronger it becomes. I suggest you try a couple of different builds and find one that you enjoy playing the most and try to stick with it. The less you branch out, the more effective you'll become. Tiers and enhancements for armor and weapons. Each armor and weapon piece has a tier. These tiers range from tier 1 to tier 8. Each tier has 3 enhancement levels. These are shown as the different colored diamonds and the outline colors of your gear. You can buy these pieces off the market, already enhanced. You can craft them yourself using the rare materials, or you can upgrade them with runes, souls, or relics. Each enhancement level will increase the item power of that piece by 100. As a general rule of thumb that I like to go by, the enhancements can be added to the tier level so that they're similar in ranking. It's hard to explain, but for example, tier 5.1 is pretty close to tier 6. Some weapons might have skills in tier 6 though that you wouldn't have in tier 4.2, for example. The more mastery and spec you have in your Destiny board, the stronger each piece of gear becomes. For example, someone with 100 mastery and spec using a tier 4.1 great axe will be stronger than somebody with 0 spec. A pretty common question that I hear a lot is, how does the PvP work? This is probably going to be the most important and longest section of this video. Most of the PvP in Albion is full loot, which means you'll lose everything except for untradables in your inventory. Now, don't be so afraid. It's really not that scary unless you don't understand how it works. The first thing that you have to know is flag types. You can either be hard flagged or faction flagged. Each has different implications. Being hard flagged, aka red, means you can attack other players in yellow and red zones. They can also attack you. Being faction flagged means any activity you do will give you points for that specific faction, which is great, but you can be attacked by enemy factions in any zone and you will lose all of your gear. That's right, even in blue zones. Now that you know the 2 flagging types, we'll break down these per zone. As you know, there's blue, yellow, red, and black zones. The breakdown goes something like this. In blue zones, your gear is safe. Red players can't attack you. You cannot lose your gear unless you are faction flagged. If you're faction flagged, you will lose all of your gear if an enemy from another faction kills you. In yellow zones, your gear is also safe, but players that are red can down you. You will not lose your gear, you'll only lose a little bit of durability. Faction flag rules apply here as well. If you're faction flagged, you cannot attack reds and reds can't attack you. In red zones, your gear is not safe. Reds can attack you and kill you. If you're faction flagged, you can still get attacked by reds and also other factions, obviously. In black zones, you guessed it, your gear is also not safe. Everyone can attack you at any point. There's no hard flagging or faction flagging in these zones. Now you might be thinking, why would I ever bother with black or red zones? Well, that's because the loot tends to be better from dungeons, the fame multiplier is more, and the gathering nodes are usually more rare. A good rule of thumb is the higher the risk, the higher the reward. Now there's a couple videos out there explaining how you can make millions of silver in just a couple of hours by roaming around the black zone. Here's my last tip. Don't do that. If you can't replace the gear that you're wearing 10 times, it's not worth venturing out because the chances are pretty high that you're gonna get killed in those zones. Once you've got a couple sets of gear and a couple million silver laying around, then you're probably ready to venture out. Take it zone by zone and at your own pace. These were some of the most important things that I learned as a new player in Albion, and if I missed anything or if there's something that you want to see in the next video, please comment below. Thanks again for watching. Peace!